Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about a variety of topics on social, psychological, and emotional subjects. We do that on a regular basis, and if you're looking for coaching in any area of life, from business to personal to relationship development and boundaries, all sorts of cool things, would love to talk to you. There's a couple ways you can reach out at PO Perception on Twitter or the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will get you in contact with either me or a member of my team. We can set something up, and there are discounts available for people who are YouTube subscribers. So subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. In any event, this is about people dealing with hidden pain, and we're going to talk about kind of some things that may denote someone dealing with hidden emotional pain or things that they're not dealing with. So the first is if they have a sudden unexplainable personality switch. So personality switches can be something as simple as they become more argumentative, they become more angry, they become more confrontational, they become withdrawn or sullen, and there isn't a traumatic experience or series of group of them that are contributing to that factor. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad. At the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily mean it's something, worth stressing over if it happens and there's an explanation for it. But if a person has either rapid fire personality changes, plural, or a single personality change without a explanation, they may be dealing with hidden pain, hidden anxiety, hidden depression for an extended period of time, and it can be extremely difficult for these individuals to deal with that issue because it may be suppressed for several weeks, months, or even years. Original trauma notwithstanding, a lot of people feel that they have things under control that they don't. Matter of fact, there are many times I work with clients who, at the end of the day, they think they've dealt with something, and years later they realize they haven't, sometimes 5, 10, or even more years later. And this happens to every ethnicity, every age group, every demographic, so it's not something that a person in your life couldn't be experiencing without even realizing that they have this as a core issue. The next thing to consider is mood swings. So mood swings are much more present in terms of day-to-day life. This is a person who can go from happy to sad or angry to despair in a matter of minutes or seconds. And oftentimes a person with mood swings is a person who is reflecting on something internally, not speaking about it in a way that the average person would know. And unless you actually chart a person's behavior, either for yourself or just because you've known them so well that you notice small discrepancies, or you notice things that are out of sorts with them, you may miss this. A person who's going through a rapid cycle of mood swings is a person who's dealing with, quite often, multiple sources of emotional pain, and they're not dealing with any of them, partially because their brain may even change to the belief that they don't have a way to solve or deal with these issues in a more amenable and balanced way. The next thing is antisocial behavior. Now, this can become a lot of different things. One, it could be something as simple as not socializing as much. On the extreme end, it can lead to loss of jobs and or friendships because a person becomes undependable. So different people experience this in different ways, but if you notice the amount of socialization decreasing, or hypersocialization, where the obsession becomes meeting new people almost on a continual basis, that can be another sign. So extreme fulcrum changes in level of socialization on either side can be a sign of dealing with hidden pain. This is because people who become hypersocial are actually looking for distractions from their inner pain, and so therefore, not that there's anything necessarily right or wrong with becoming hypersocial in certain situations. Many times it can be a great coping mechanism to meet someone new. However, if it's a coping mechanism that isn't fleshed out, meaning that you don't have the ability to deal with the emotions on the internal spectrum to begin with, those relationships will crash and burn very quickly, oftentimes leading to levels of rejection, levels of anger, and relationships, both platonic and romantic, beginning and ending extremely quickly without clear resolution for the why. The next thing to consider is the lack of self care. This could be something as simple as not taking care of grooming habits, not getting out of bed, not showering, not doing the things that one would normally do if they were trying to engage socially on a consistent basis. Again, it's a level of self disregard and self, you know, negativity. This can often build over several months or days, but the reality of the situation is these folks are often dealing with so much internally that the idea of doing simple things like taking care of oneself on a day-to-day basis, keeping a good sleeping routine, keeping good behavioral habits, can actually feel so overwhelming that it is a negative situation in the end at the end of the day to even deal with how to get through the day. The next is signs of complete despair. This can be something really simple like talking about wanting to end one's life or talking about the end of life, preoccupation with death, preoccupation with loss, preoccupation with things that have to do with a person ending up behind emotionally. And so this usually spans out over several weeks or months. It's not necessarily directed at one person and can be hidden and masked through several conversations. This ultimately means that it can be hard to pinpoint because a person can seem fine one day but return to their morose approach within the days to come in a way that is pretty repetitive and oftentimes very overwhelming. The next thing in this list is the idea of a person lacking joy from things that they previously enjoyed. So, the lack of joy is because they've lost all sense that things can get better for them. So, the lack of joy ultimately is a sign that they can't ever truly get back to a place of enjoying what they previously did because they're preoccupied with the loss even when things that used to make them happy, whether that be art or music or social interaction or their favorite food or favorite book or whatever, no longer holds the same pull because nothing is going to take away that hidden pain. So hopefully this is helpful, and I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.